Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brightlops, and welcome to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. I've had this game in my Steam library for a while now, haven't really played it, so I don't fully know what to expect going into this, or what our goals will actually be, or if I should be going campaign or sandbox. We'll go campaign, just I think, at least for the time being.
For 500 years, the Calradian Empire dominated the continent. Its armies scattered foes before them. The strongholds of proud tribes crumbled beneath its engines of war. From the forests of the north to the wastes of the south, all was brought beneath the standard of their legions. Brutal as the conquest was, the wise agreed that it brought peace. The land, now untroubled by armies, grew rich. But empires, like men, grow old. Leaders lose a common cause. Corruption spreads. Old enemies learn the Empire's tricks and devise new ones of their own. Until one day, the bonds holding the Empire snap. Then comes the Civil War, pitting all against all. A time of hatred. A time of suffering. But also, even in the worst hours, a time of courage and defiance. As new leaders arise, from new places and new peoples, to turn back the tides of destruction and bring forth a new world. From the ashes of the old.
Not gonna lie, as far as intros go, this is a pretty good one. Character culture. Let's have a look, see what we got. The Velidanes. The Velidanes are the descendants of adventurers from the west who lived under the Empire for centuries before forming an independent kingdom. With the decline of imperial authority, they have evolved into a well-organized feudal society led by a caste of warlike nobles who prefer to fight with spears and lances on horseback. Let's see, more renowned from battles, 50% more incomes while serving as a mercenary. Production bonus to villages that are bound to castles, though recruiting lords to armies costs more influence. Sturgeons. Sturgeons are the descendants of the foreign tribes of northern Calrida. God damn it, they've said it before, I'm bad with names. As the Empire expanded into their cold forests, they found a ready market for the luxurious furs of wildland and woodland animals whom they traditionally hunted and trapped. Sturgeon chieftains became princes, vying for preeminence with the help of Nord mercenaries who migrated into their realm. They are good hunters and wanderers, travelling far in search of opportunities both for trade and for plunder. Recruiting and upgrading infantry troops are 25% cheaper, armies lose 20% less daily cohesion, though more relationship penalty from kingdom decisions. Empire. The Caldarian Empire is in decline. Even before the suspicious death of the Emperor Arian Osis, the once united realm was torn by political rivalries. Today, those factions are in open war, yet Calderians endure. Their methodological study of defensive strategy, in which garrison cities slow down invading forces until mobile field armies can come to their rescue, helps hold their neighbors at bay. So less garrison troop wage, being in army brings more influence. Village hearths increase 20% less. Alright. Aziria. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right or not. Probably not. The Aziria are the inhabitants of the Naraja Desert, a mixture of nomadic Borodirian and settled oasis farmers. They are famous for their horsemanship and their knowledge of the learning of many lands, especially medicine, gained from lying on some of the continent's most lucrative trade routes. Each clan is fiercely proud of its lineage and often jealous of the others, but when united by a charismatic leader, they become a major force in the south. Caravans are cheaper to build, less trade penalty, no speed penalty on deserts, though daily wages of troops in the party is increased by 5%. Corsets. The Corset Confederation of steppe tribes used to live a nomadic life, but have recently settled in the eastern frontier of the Empire and are slowly transitioning into an agrarian society with permanent town centers. Despite this, they still retain many aspects of their nomadic life, including their affinity with horses. They are masters of mounted archery, shooting, and then galloping out of reach. Recruiting and upgrading mounted troops are cheaper. Production to horse, mule, cow, and sheep in villages owned by Kozit rulers, and less tax income from towns. And finally, the Battenions. The Battenions still remember the olden days when the woods stretched across northern Galadria, and the Empire and its cities had yet to violate their sanctity. The fierce warriors remain loyal to their traditional ways. They paint their faces when going to battle, and even their noblemen prefer to fight on foot while using great axes and two-handed swords with deadly efficiency. Let's see, less speed penalty and sight range bonuses in forest. Towns owned by Battenian rulers have +1 militia production, though slower build rates for town projects in settlements. I have to admit, I do like the sturgeons, and I think we'll be going with them, as far as the culture is concerned. Ah yes, we have to actually build someone. I'm going to just sort of pause the recording for a second. We'll be right back. I'm gonna be completely honest, in the end I decided to basically just hit the randomize all button, and then just made them clean shaven. But this looks about right. I mean, he's pretty solid. Next. Alright, choose your family. You were born into a family of Aboyo's companions, urban traders, free farm... Let's see. Your father was a member of Aboyo's Durazana, the companions that make up his retinue. He sat at his lord's table in the Great Hall, oversaw the Boa's estates, and stood by his side in the center of the shield wall in battle. So it's 10 skill levels and 1 focus point to riding and 2-handed weapons, 1 attribute points to social. See, urban traders. Your family were merchants who lived in one of the Sturgen's great river ports, organizing the shipment of the North's bounties of fur, honey, and other goods to faraway lands. So that gives us trade and tactics, and 1 point to cunning. Free farmers. Your family had just enough land to feed themselves and make a small profit. People like them were the pillars of the kingdom's economy, as well as the backbone of the levy. So, athletics and polearm, with a point to endurance. Urban artisans. Your family owned their own workshop in a city, making goods from raw materials brought in from the countryside. Your father played an active, if minor, role in the town council and also served in the militia. So that gives us points to smithing and one-handed, and a point to intelligence. Smithing, the knowledge of how to forge metal, match handle to blade, turn poles, sew scales, and other useful skills in the assembly of weapons and armor. Alright, hunters. Your family had no taste for the authority of the boyars. They made their living deep in the woods, slashing and burning fields which they tended for a year or two before moving on. They hunted and trapped fox, hare, erhum, and other fur-bearing animals, so scouting and bow, and a point of vigor, or vagabonds. Your family numbered among the poor migrants living in the slums that grew up outside the walls of the river cities, making whatever money they could from a variety of odd jobs. Sometimes they did services for one of the region's many criminal gangs, so roguery and throwing with a point in control. Let's see. I have to admit, just for the sake of doing it, I think we will go with... Yeah, we'll go with the urban artisans. Your early childhood. As a child, you were noted for leadership skills. If the wolf pup gang of your early childhood had an alpha, it was definitely you. All the other kids followed your lead as you decided what to play and where to play, and lead them into games of mischief. Let's see, leadership and tactics, point to cunning. Your brawn. You were big and other children looked to have you around in a scrap with children from a neighboring village. You pushed a plow and threw an axe like an adult. So two-handed in throwing. Your attention to detail. You were quick on your feet and attentive to what was going on around you. Usually you could run away from trouble, though you could give a good account of yourself in a fight with other children if cornered. Let's see, athletics and the bow, you get a point of control. Let's see, your aptitude for numbers. Most children around you had only the most rudimentary education, but you lingered after class to study letters and mathematics. You are fascinated by the market, weights and measures, tallies and accounts, the chatter about profits and losses. So engineering and trade, with a point of intelligence. Your way with people. You were always attentive to other people, good at guessing their motivations. You studied how individuals were swayed and tried out what you learned from adults on your friends. So charm and leadership, with a point of social. And your skill with horses. You're always drawn to animals and spent as much time as possible hanging out in the village stables. You could calm horses and were sometimes called upon to break in new colts. You learned the basics of veterinarian skills, which was much of which is applicable to humans as well. So riding and medicine, with a point of endurance. Let's see. I kind of like the idea of just having a rather... Let's see, control, bow, crossbow, and throwing. Which one was vigor? It was brawn. It's important for melee combat. Well, I do admit, I do like the idea of being a bit somewhat smarter. Because we're a smart boy. Your adolescence. Like all village children, you helped out in the fields. You also herded the sheep. Let's see, you went with other flat-footed youths to take the village's sheep, goats, or cattle to graze in pastures near the village. You were in charge of chasing down stray beasts and always kept a big stone on hand to be hurled at lurking predators if necessary. So athletics and throwing, with a point of control. Worked in the village smithy. You were apprenticed to the local smith. You learned how to heat and forge metal, hammering for hours at a time until your muscles ached. So Smith, another point in smithing, we're pretty good at that. We get vigor too. I do like that one. Let's see what else you've got, just for the sake of it. You helped dig walls, rethatch houses, and fix broken plows. You learned about the basics of construction, as well as what it takes to keep a farming community prosperous. So smithing and engineering, with a point of intelligence. Gathering herbs in the wild. You were sent by the village healer up into the hills to look for useful medicinal plants. You learned which herbs treated wounds or brought down a fever and how to find them. So medicine. Medicine over here. 1 point of endurance. Hunted small game. Accompanied a local hunter as he went into the wilderness, helping him set up traps and catch small animals. So bow and tactics with control. And sold product. You took your family's goods to the nearest town to sell your produce and buy supplies. It was hard work, but you enjoyed the hubbub of the marketplace. So that's social, but we get trade and charm. I kind of like the idea of being a smithy. Choose your youth. As a youngster growing up in Caradia, war was never too far away. You trained with the Hearth Guard. You were big and imposing enough youth that the Chief's Guard allowed you to train alongside them in preparation to join them someday. So riding and polearm, so enduring, that gives us endurance. Let's see, stood guard with the garrisons, which is bow and engineering. Urban troops spend most of the time guarding the town walls. Most of the training was in missile weapons, so bow and engineering. Other intelligence. Rode with the scouts. All of Calderiad's kingdoms recognize the value of good light cavalry and are sure to recruit nomads and borderers with the skills to fulfill those duties. You are a good enough rider that your neighbors pitched in to buy you a small pony and a sheaf of javelins so you could fulfill their levy obligations. So riding and bow with endurance, trained with the infantry. Levy armed with spear and shield, drawn from small-holding farmers, have always been the backbone of most armies in Caldera. So polearm and one-handed. With a point of vigor. Join the skirmishes. Younger recruits, or those of a slighter build, or those too poor to buy a shield and armor, tend to join the skirmishes. Fighting with bow and javelin, they try to stay out of reach of the main enemy forces. So throwing in one-handed with control, and march with the camp followers. You avoided service with one of the main forces of your realm's armies, but followed instead in the train. The troops' wives, lovers, and servants, and those who make their living by caring for, entertaining, or cheating the soldiery. So roguery and throwing with or cunning. Let's see. I'm debating being an infantryman or a guard. You know what? We'll go with guard. If only because, well, our dad was apparent. If I recall, our dad was on the council, and he was a part of the militia, so he'd probably be set up. Before you set out for a life of adventure, your biggest achievement was defeated an enemy in battle. Not everyone who musters for the levy marches for war, and not everyone who goes on campaign sees action. You did both, and you also took down an enemy warrior in direct one-on-one combat, in the full view of your comrades. So 10 skill levels and another point in one-handed and two-handed weapons. Point of vigor, 1 to valor and plus to renown. Saved your village from a flood. When a sudden storm caused a local stream to rise suddenly, your neighbors needed quick-thinking leadership. You provided it, directing them to build levees to save their homes. So tactics and leadership, a point of cunning, +1 with calculating and some renown. You invested some money in land. Your parents didn't give you much money, but they did leave just enough for you to purchase a plot of unused land at the edge of the village. You cleared away rocks and dug an irrigation ditch. Raised a few seasons of crops and sold it for a considerable profit. So that would be trade and smithing, plus an attribute point for intelligence with calculating and renown. You hunted a dangerous animal. Where wolves, bears are a constant menace to the flocks of northern Caradia. While hyenas and leopards troubled the south, you went with a group of your fellow villagers and fired the missile that brought down the beast. So polearm and crossbow, point and control and some renown. You had a famous what's this? Daring Vela. Vela represents your reputation for risking your life to win glory or wealth or advance your cause. Oh, we also so this is what this is. Okay. Let's see, dangerous. Maybe it was a love affair, or maybe you cheated at dice, or maybe you just chose your words poorly when drinking with a dangerous crowd. Anyway, in one of your trips into town, you got into the kind of trouble from which only a quick tongue or quick feet get you out alive. So athletics and roguery, with endurance and all that. You treated people well. Yours wasn't the kind of reputation that local legends are made of, but it was the kind that wins you respect among those around you. You were consistently fair and honest in your business dealings and helped to those in trouble. In doing so, you got a sense of what made people tick. So focus on charm and steward, attribute point to social, mercy, generosity, and honor. Let's see, represents your reputation for respecting your formal commitments, like keeping your word and obeying the law. Generosity represents your loyalty to your kin and those who serve you, and your gratitude for those who have done you a favor. And merciful. Mercy represents your general aversion to suffering and your willingness to help strangers or even enemies. Let's see, the point of charm and stewardship. You know what? I like to think I treated people well. Choose your story background. Like many families in Coradia, your life was upended by war. Your home was ravaged by the passage of army after army. Eventually, you sold your property and set off with your father, mother, brother, and your 2 younger siblings to a new town you'd heard was safer. But you did not make it. Along the way, the inn in which you were staying was attacked by raiders. Your parents were slain and your 2 younger siblings seized. But you and your brother survived because... Let's see, we subdued a raider. You were able to grab a knife in the confusion of the attack. You stabbed a raider blocking your way. So that leads to the one-handed in athletics with vigor. You drove them off with arrows. You grabbed a bow and sent a few arrows the raiders' way. They took cover, giving you the opportunity to flee with your brother. You rode off on a fast horse. Jumping on the 2 remaining horses in the inn's burning stable, you and your brother broke off out of the encircling raiders and rode off. You tricked the raiders. In the confusion of the attack, you showed that someone had found treasure in the back room. You then made your way out of the undefended entrance with your brother. So roguery and tactics, or you organized the travelers to break out. You encountered a few travelers in the inn You encouraged a few travelers in the inn to break out in a coordinated fashion. Raiders killed or captured most, but you and your brother were able to escape. Let's go with subdue. And as for name... Let's see. You prepare to set off with your brother on a mission of vengeance and rescue. Here is your character. Continue if you are to make changes. I'm going to use it... Hang on, sorry. Stralenda. I'm going to make use of this as a name. It sounds I'm pretty sure it's Germanic. It seems appropriate. That seems to be... We seem to be good. Let's see, determine the game difficulty. Alright. Freebooter, Warrior, Bannerlord, Custom. Let's see, let's go with just Bannerlord. And we'll go Iron Man mode, of course. And enable auto-allocate clan member perks. We'll try not to do that. Well, we'll try to do that, but we'll see what happens. Brother, it's been 3 days now. We've been trekking those bastards. I think we're getting close. We need to think about what happens when we catch up. How are we going to rescue Fodor and Aliska? Are we up for a fight? This looks like an old training field for the legions. Perhaps we can spare some time and brush up on our skills. The practice could come in handy when we catch up with the raiders. I think I'm going to run the course. I need to know if I can fight if I have to. Let's see. Let's run the course. Let's go on that. Combat tutorial. Just moving. Yep. Yep, got that one. Well, we seem to be pretty good. If I recall, we were pretty good with the whole melee thing, so... start with this. See, defend from right. How do you defend? Oh. Oh, you can point up. Attack from left, attack from right, attack from up, attack from down. Okay. That's shield training. Let's go with two-handed. Defend from right, defend from up, defend from down. One strike, two strike, three strike, boom. Okay. Combat training, so that's sword. Oh, it's more advanced training. Beat the rookie trainer. Okay, we kicked the crap out of the rookie one. Let's go with the veteran. Okay. Advanced melee training. Let's go with an actual two-handed weapon, shall we? Right, rookie trainer just got the shit kicked out of him. Okay. Spear and shield. Just a quick thing. I know, probably not the greatest, most epic thing ever, but I do want to actually learn how to bloody. Knowing how to fight would actually be rather useful. Wait for the fight to start before stabbing the man. Right. We have successfully finished melee training, including advanced melee training, so we are doing good. Let's try some bow combat. Or crossbow, we'll start with crossbow. Go to the shooting position. Just try. We'll admit we are probably not the greatest. Yeah, we are not the greatest archer ever. Which I guess makes sense, we're not really trained for ranged combat. We're definitely a melee person. But we are slowly getting the hang of it. Alright, successfully hit all targets. Hooray! Now comes the fun bit. Bow. Though that being said, we seem to be doing a bit easy, having a better time with the bow than we are with the crossbow. Though that being said, the crossbow I'm pretty sure does a lot more damage than we are with the bow. You can just hit the target easier. Okay, and finally, javelin. Okay, mess that up. 2 shots. 3. 4. 5. Ah. Look at that one hit him. I will admit, if it turns out I should have hit Sandbox mode or something, I'm going to be annoyed. Alright, it bounced off the thing. Got it. Right. Range training. Range training worked out pretty well. Now comes mounted combat. Let's go with horse archery. Okay, got a bit stuck. Right. Note to self, we may have to, in order to actually hit a target from horseback, we may actually have to, you know, stop. Completely fair. Because horse archery just isn't really our thing. Which makes sense, because horse archery is bloody hard. Like, combat in general is pretty hard. Like, this is the kind of thing you need training to do. Unsurprisingly. We are not the fastest archer or horse archer. We're probably going to be a bit better off fighting in melee. But that's fine. That's kind of where we're best suited. Okay, we successfully finished the track without missing a target. Alright. Right. Let's try this with a sword. Accidentally ran into the top. Sort of running into the targets. Yeah, horse combat is not going to be our forte. Not gonna lie. At least not at first. Might change in time. Very easily could, but we don't. But right now. Log up. I do love just how smooth this actually is. Just in other games, this would be bloody difficult to do. And in fairness, it is, but just the smoothness of actually doing this. That makes no sense at all. I'm sorry. Damn it. I'd rather take a bit longer and hit all the targets than miss them. That's just me that's just a personal thing. There we go. Oh, we haven't even gone to the spear back up, have we? Okay. Choose another weapon. Spear training. Last one. Like, even if we're not really going to be doing a whole lot of this sort of thing. But that being said, spear training seems to be going well. But I guess it's a bit easier when you actually don't have to factor in a lot of things. Plus, we're not terrible with pole arms, so... Damn it, this one. Gotcha. Also playing with a keyboard and mouse, which I generally don't do that often. Unless if I don't have to. Yeah, compared to the sword, this is a lot easier to do. Okay. Well, if nothing else, we at least understand the basics of combat. Right. Are you ready to leave? I'm not ready yet. Oh, wait. I thought we'd be able to talk to him. I'm ready, let's go. Let's see, you're at a training field, you can leave at any time. Yep, we can go. Yours then, before we do anything, we're low on food. There's a village north of here where we can buy provisions and find some help. You're a better rider than I am, so I'll let you lead the way. Okay, so it's left click. Right here. Take a walk around. We're here, I guess, so we need food, and after that, maybe some men to come with us. The headman here can probably help us. Let's try and find him. See, speak to the headman. You can hold Alt to see the location of the headman. Once you are near him, speak with him with F. Let's see, Alt. Oh, there he is. Yep, just a man from the north who would have preferred being a bit of an just smithing and being a town militiaman, but currently here. Woo. Let's see. Yep, just right ahead. And I think we can politely get off the horse to have a talk. I am Hetheros, headman of this village. What brings you here? We need help. Some raiders have taken our younger brother and sister captive. We think they may have passed this way. They got your people too. Sorry to hear that. Those bastards have done a bit of killing and looting these parts as well. We think they've gone north. I reckon there are a few folk around here who'll join you in going after them if you pay for their gear. Once you've made your preparations, come and talk to me again. I may have a task for you if you're going after the raiders. Let's see. Leaving a mission. You can leave a mission. You can hold down. Right. Let's see. Buy products because we need food. We'll buy 3. Just to make sure we have the food. Recruit troops. Headsman. Yeah, recruit all, I guess. We have finished our preparations. Let's talk to the headman again. He said he may have a task for us. We could use his friendship. Let's see. Local. He's powerful. Let's see. Talk to headman. Wait. It was meant to hit talk, not visit. Shit. Oh well. Oh well. Miscuts happen, I guess. We'll visit, we'll talk, all that fun stuff. I'm glad to see you found what you needed. Now, about that matter I mentioned earlier. There's this wandering doctor who comes through here from time to time. Name of Tactos. Treats people for free. We're fond of him. Well, we last saw him a few days ago. He was carrying some sort of chest, which he was very mysterious about. He was on some sort of quest, he said, though wouldn't tell us more. He set off on the road just a few hours before the raiders came through here. Well, he's not really a worldly type, just the kind of fellow who'd stumble into a trap and let himself be captured. We're worried about him. If you can keep an eye out for him, then this Tactos would be very grateful. Maybe if he's alive and well, he'll tell you a little more about his quest. Alright. And we have our target. Actually, we have 2 targets. Leave. Hunt. Let's get some combat in. You can tell your men to charge by opening the movement order with F1 and choosing charge with F3.
Charge!
Oh, there they are. Why have you got a bloody axe? Axe seems like one of the worst possible. I'm saying axe is probably one of the worst possible choices for a mounted weapon. Like, you just don't have the reach. Also, I'm trying not to die, because these guys hurt. Which I guess makes sense, because I did set it up with bloody Bannerlord difficulty, didn't I?
You're dead!
So realistic damage. Shit.
You are...
Well, my horse is now lame. I'm just gonna fast forward a bit because I'm pretty... Oh, they've taken down my brother too. Though apparently did not without taking... Apparently he didn't take down the horse. Well, we won the battle.
Victory!
Woo.
We've been blessed!
Let's see. Troops. Okay. We can get those two back. Take some prisoners, though we do need to recover. Level 1. And of course looting stuff. Let's see, do we have any warped leather boots? Is our armor better? Leg armor? No, it is not better. Wrapped arm guards? Yeah, we don't actually have arm guards, so to start. And I guess we can have, you can have some yourself. But quests. Locate and rescue traveler. Oh, we have to defeat 3 of them. Yep, run them down. Well, on the plus side, we are gaining points in medicine. Which makes sense if we are treating people. Alrighty. F1.
Kill them all!
They're throwing stones at us. Well, on the plus side, dealing with stones probably isn't the worst thing. Stop attacking my horse! It's already suffered enough. It doesn't need you. Oh, bugger. Of course, we run into the one guy with a bloody sword. Oh, he killed someone! Yay! Yep, they've stopped throwing rocks and they've pulled out the melee weapons. You know what would be really helpful right now? A bloody spear. Oh, I got him! I got him in the head! Nice. Right, recruited, more prisoners. Wonderful. Looting! Yep, loot all of that. That. Character. Alright, what can we do? Basher. Shield bashers now deal more damage and stun your enemies for longer. Deflect. One-hand weapons you wield with their handle increased by 25%. Okay, so I can pick that one. I can get both, honestly. Two-handed, we haven't quite got that one yet. Pick back. Oh, deflect. Yep, we can pick that one. Haven't quite unlocked the other things yet. Annoying, but it is what it is. Medicine. Haven't gotten there. Steward, haven't gotten there. Smithing, working on it. Yeah, yeah, it was the only one that actually had any... Like, we've got the points, but we haven't quite unlocked things yet. See, current focus points cost 1. Yeah, we'll put some effort into medicine, I think. Now let's see, where was the last one of these bastards? Because we chased you. Yeah, we chased them down, they came up north. Here's the last one. Gain speed, so because we're just running down people in a field.
Give him hell!
Yeah, admittingly, probably not the best place to be the cavalry. Because we had the one goddamn field and the bastards found the small forest in there. Missed him. Ow. I'm fucking with a rock. Well, you're dead.
Die, dog!
And then managing to clip me with the rocks kept throwing out the swing. Okay, they appear to be out of rock. Oh, we have a bow? We've had a bow this whole time? Son of a bitch. Well, we won the battle, so... Transfer. Thank you. And looting. Let's see. Let's see. The Toad Gambison. Let's see. Basically, it weighs more and doesn't protect us anywhere near as well. For either of us, really. Tattered braces. Weighs a bit more. Actually offers armor. You know what? We'll give them to our main guy because he needs all the help he can get. Yeah, it doesn't offer leg armor, so... Okay. You rescue several prisoners that the... I don't know who you are, but I'm in your debt. These brigands would have marched us to our deaths. My name is Tactus. I'm a doctor by trade. I was on, well, a bit of a quest, but now I'm thinking I'm not really made for this kind of thing. I was in a caravan and they just came out of the brush. We were surrounded and outnumbered, so we gave up. I figured they'd keep us alive, if just for the ransom. But then they started flogging us along at top speed without any water, and I was just about ready to drop. I could feel the signs of heat stroke creeping up, and I told them, but they just flogged me more. If your group hadn't come along, maybe I have a way of thanking you properly. I'm looking for 2 children captured by the raiders. Can you tell us anything? I'm afraid I haven't seen any children, but after our caravan was attacked, the chief of the raiders, the one they called Rodriguez, took and rode off with our more valuable belongings, including a chest that I had. He seemed to be controlling more than one band raiding around this area. If this lord has your kin, then I think he'd be the one to know. And since I have nothing of value except to repay your help, I'll tell you this. If you do catch up with and defeat that ruffian, you may be able to recover my chest. It contains a valuable ointment, which I was told could be of great value if you knew where to sell it. I was trying to find out more about it, but as I say, I've had all my urge for traveling flogged out of me. Right now, I don't think I'd venture more than 20 paces from a well as long as I live. We'll keep that in mind. It doesn't look like much, and I suspect this lot would give it away for a few coins, but I got it from a mercenary whom I treated once, and swore it was related to Neretizil's folly. I don't know what that means, except that Neretizis was, of course, the emperor who died in battle some years back. Maybe you can find out its true value. Thanks for saving me again. I hope our paths will cross again. Alright. Well, we've come this far. We might as well quickly stop in the tavern, because we can... Well, not tavern, we'll stop in the town. See, products... Yeah, we can get a bit more grain just to cover our food. Cover our grain. Sell the stuff we've been looting to make a bit of money back. And recruit. Yeah, we can recruit another group of them. Activists find out the hideout and defeat them. That's... Oh, this feature's disabled. Well, until next time, my name is BrightOps. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care.